Hello, my name's Tim. My company is Sports and Touring. We are Jaguar F-Type specialists, and it is a great pleasure to show you this particular F-Type coupe. It's a British design edition, and if you have read any of the BDE reviews, you'll know that it's, as Top Gear described, a Goldilocks car. Not too much, not too little of anything, but just right. A great specification, a fabulous package, and looking great as well in this gorgeous ultra blue paint finish. Let's take a look around. There it is on the front grille, the British flag extract rendered in monochrome, which indicates that this is a British design edition F-Type. That, along with other touches around the car like the front and rear splitters and these beautiful deep side skirts, are additions which Jaguar made when they conceived the BDE, along with the carbon mirror covers and vents. And they took those touches and added them to what was already arguably one of the most desirable F-Types as a driver's car, and that's the V6S in its all-wheel drive form. There is the badge telling you that in this car, power goes at all times to the rear axle, but when required, when the car's computers sense that some thrust at the front end of the car would aid grip and poise and agility, that is where the power goes to through the front axle. And that makes this car not only blisteringly quick, but also one of the best handling sports coupes of its time. And then we talk about this particular example. It's an October 2016 car. It has an excellent main dealer service history. It has arguably been significantly over-serviced, and we've added to that by taking it to Marshall Jaguar of Newbury, who look after us superbly, and they have just serviced the car ready for its next owner. It's in great condition. The ultra blue paint looks superb. The wheels are fine. The tyres are in great order, and internally the car is just wonderful as well. It's a real credit to its previous keepers. Let's take a look inside. The car is supplied, of course, with 2 remote key fobs and the owner's book pack, and unlocking is simply a matter of pressing the blipper on the key fob. The door handles deploy, the power fold mirrors move into position, and we can look inside the cockpit. And what a gorgeous space it is, in black jet leather with this gorgeous blue accent stitching throughout. That is one of the features of the British Design Edition, as is the BDE Union flag emblem there on the headrests. And in terms of features, on the door card here we can see not only the door card is in fabulous condition, as it left the factory more or less in fact, and with the Meridian sound system and the full multi-way memory seat package as well, including those side bolsters and the adjustable back bolster, which makes these seats super comfortable for long journeys. Sitting down into the car, we cross the scuff plate, of course, and there it is with the Design Edition logo. And then in the cockpit, what a gorgeous place this is. A great mix of technology and design, beautiful flowing curves, and very well thought out ergonomics. Looking around, we can see a very useful stowage bin between the 2 headrests. More stowage space there in the centre console with the 12-volt socket, auxiliary input, and the navigation SD card along with a USB socket too. There's a handy cup holder. And then to explore the centre console, let's start the engine up, the supercharged V6. We do that, of course, with the start button just down there. And as we press that button, we'll see the instrument binnacle do its flying display. The engine starts and goes to its high rev startup mode to protect the catalytic converter for a few seconds. And we also saw the centre air vent rise up into position. Down here on the centre console, we've got switches for the Eco Stop Start, for the deployable rear spoiler. Very important to put that up before you wash the car, of course. We've got traction control on off and the button for the switchable active sports exhaust. Electronic parking brake and this beautiful shift stick, which falls so well into the hand, and with that little trigger on the front we can move it rearwards into drive mode and then across into sport mode. In sport mode we can shift up and down like so using the shift stick itself. We've always got those flappy paddles on the steering column so that you can change gear without taking your hands off the wheel. And then next to the gearbox selector we've got the drive mode switch. At the moment we're in normal standard driving mode. If we move it rearwards we can see the checkered flag light up, and also the instrument binnacle turns red and says dynamic mode confirmed, confirming that the car has set itself up in its dynamic driving mode. We can use the switch again to go back into standard mode and then into rain, ice and snow mode. Really useful in an F-Type on slippery roads in the winter, although of course this is an all-wheel drive car, which will make the handling so much easier. Next we come to the climate control with dialable temperatures, of course, air conditioning, it goes without saying, and then the infotainment system, very fully featured indeed. Here's the home screen which takes you to media, phone, climate and navigation. And exploring some of those, for example, we can see that on the media front we've got a range of sources including DAB radio, FM radio, AM radio, auxiliary in, and there isn't a Bluetooth device attached at the moment, but if there were it would offer Bluetooth as well, so you can stream from your phone, Spotify, BBC Sounds or whatever you prefer to listen to. Full Bluetooth telephony of course, and the satellite navigation, which again, big screen, very clear, very fully featured. Coming over onto the steering wheel itself, there are the controls for the infotainment and Bluetooth telephony on the left. We've got the automatic headlamps on the left. Over here, cruise control with speed limiter and the rain sensitive wipers as well. And that beautiful instrument binnacle, it really is such a great exercise in minimal but clearly communicative design. The speedo and the rev count are the two things you need to know most importantly when you're driving a sports car. It's a beautiful place to sit, isn't it? I particularly love the curve of this grip which goes between the driver's area and the passenger compartment, kind of providing a punctuation mark between the driver and passenger sections of the car, as it were. And above us, of course, this beautiful, huge panoramic sunroof with a handy cover that slides into position. If it gets too sunny in the summer, you can let the sun stay out from your world and keep the temperatures down in the cockpit too. Let's switch the engine off and take a look in the boot. A lot of sports coupes compromise between design and practicality, but not so the F-Type, because the boot here is 310 litres of space, into which you can pack your shopping or your golf gear. It extends out behind the rear arches, so you can get long items like golf clubs or fishing rods in. You can get enough to have several weeks away, maybe taking a big road trip down into Europe, down to the Italian mountains perhaps. This would be a fantastic car for those mountain passes. And as long as you avoid hard-sided suitcases and stick with soft holdalls, there is a mass of room in here, with as well a handy stowage compartment there beneath the boot floor under that removable cover. And then of course, on a practical note, we've got the tyre inflation kit tucked away, secured in its little space there. And one of the features of this F-Type is the powered tailgate. So a push of the button and there it is, closing and locking itself in position. And everything, by the way, in the boot there, as you saw, in really good condition. This car has truly been looked after very well. Coming to the passenger side of the car, and again, everything is in stunning order. The door card is unmarked and factory fresh. The dashboard, likewise. And I dare say this seat may hardly ever have been sat in. It really is as it was when it was manufactured. And again, the carpet mats and scuff plate and so forth are all in perfect order. Under the bonnet, and there is the supercharged V6 power plant, 3 litres, with that big supercharger sitting on top of the V configuration engine with the big pipes feeding the air in at the front and enabling the engine to breathe hard enough to produce 375 horsepower and take this all-wheel drive F-Type from 0 to 60 in just 4.9 seconds and on to a top speed artificially limited at 171. But apart from those figures, which are impressive enough, it's the driving experience in the F-Type, and particularly the V6S all-wheel drive, that we should be talking about. It's not the pure numbers of 0 to 60 or top speed. It's the way the car connects you, the driver, through the machinery to the road surface and all that is going on there. And the F-Type really does deliver the most incredibly rewarding experience behind the wheel. Again, under the bonnet, you can see everything is in fabulous order. It's all clean and correct. Clearly, this car has been looked after correctly. I've already mentioned the service history, which is fabulous. Everything is in great shape and ready for the next owner to enjoy. So thank you very much indeed for watching. It's been a huge pleasure to show you this gorgeous F-Type British Design Edition. We're Sports and Touring. We're just outside Andover in Hampshire. We're open 7 days a week by appointment only. You're very welcome to email, WhatsApp or phone us with any inquiries, or if you'd like to see this car either in person or by video call. We keep a Google Drive online for each of our cars with high-resolution photos, which you can zoom in on, and copies of important documents, including the service history. If you'd like access to the Google Drive for this car, please just let us know and we will send you the link. If on your car buying journey you need to dispose of your present vehicle, we can give you honest and frank advice about the best way to do that to achieve the maximum value with the minimum inconvenience. And if you'd like to chat about finance, we can do that too. We're authorised and regulated by the FCA. Do please take a few moments to read our reviews on Auto Trader. I'm very proud indeed of the words that our previous customers used to describe their buying experience. And I'll close by saying I do hope to hear from you very soon indeed.